So this summer, Mad Max Rockatansky returns after a 30-year sabbatical in the desert for Fury Road, and the anticipation is just at a fever point. So we want to continue our discussion videos, kind of recommending anime titles to fans of popular Western series or movies or what have you. You guys like Fury Road? You're disappointed that you have to wait maybe 2, 3, maybe 30 more years for another Mad Max movie? Here's something to satiate you in the meantime. And if you've forgotten, it's Tom Pinchuk, Sam Weller, Anna, and for the first time on our show, Mark. How you doing?
Hey, Mark.
You know, really the thing about Mad Max is that it sort of is a perfect jumping off point, a perfect place to say, if you like Mad Max, then anime is probably a world that you could really get into, because there's so much within the anime world that fits that whole post-apocalyptic kind of aesthetic, you know?
Well, and it's interesting to say that because Mad Max 4, Fury Road, back in 2009, they were having trouble getting a lot of funding, and George Miller said, I'm just going to do it as an anime. And he was going to hire all these anime studios to do it as an anime.
They'll do the Animatrix thing where it's like stories from the Badlands.
Let's just hope that the Blu-ray has special features with some of the like prelim art they might have done.
He supposedly didn't have a script. He just had his storyboard like as a comic. Like there's no actual script.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then
I
the
see
script
that.
came
I want that
later.
book.
Yeah, they gotta come out.
They'll definitely come out with the art of Fury Road.
So we were just going to clear the air because there's obviously one recommendation that is so obvious. So with a shout out to Audio Ninja, Harpic, Chaos Knight, 75, and Wraith. What else are we going to talk about but
Fist of the North Star.
Keep going, keep going.
I can't.
All right, so given the timing, this only came out maybe like a year or two after The Road Warrior, and there's really no getting around the fact that just even based on the art, it's like what you would get if you recasted Bruce Lee instead of Mel Gibson as Mad Max and kind of put him on more sort of kung fu-esque adventures.
Yeah.
So it's a very simple premise. It's just you have this this manly man, Kenshiro, who's wandering the wasteland in the post-apocalypse and just beating everybody up.
Well, it's a weird mashup because it purports a future where towers have fallen and civilization has spread and deserts taken over. There's a fight over resources, water, gas. You know, we can kind of see where this is going. They ride around in cars just like Mad Max. They wear ski masks and bondage gear.
Yeah, mohawks.
All sorts of gimp suits.
Like the world stopped in 1980 and just kept going.
Hey, who doesn't love a good gimp suit?
Yes. Hey.
But what I'm getting at is that in the midst of this, then you just kind of shove in like all this like Buddhist martial arts, like people studying in stone temples, sometimes being 16 feet tall and then other times 7 feet tall. So I think it's a very unique jumping off point if you're gonna go from Mad Max to what the ridiculousness is.
I mean, it's setting up. If you watch Mad Max and then you go watch that, you're like, yeah, this is the natural progression.
Yeah,
that's
we start off with
extreme.
just bizarre, crazy 80s, like muscle-bound people, and then like, okay, here's a muscle-bound horse.
Yeah.
And
it's a horse that looks as if it ate 3 other horses to become the ultimate horse.
The thing I always love about anime sometimes is the fact that there's always no bones about like what the morality of it is. You are watching this to see the most despicable people get what's coming to them. And it's like, it's not even just that he kills the bad guys, but he makes a point to lecture them on the error of their ways after he's struck all of their pressure points.
During that little period of time while all the fluids are building up in the body so they can explode.
Before the head blows up, and he's like,
this is why your head's gonna explode.
This is why, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't that make it better though? You understand why you're about to explode.
To focus on another aspect of Mad Max, of course, the vehicles, the car chases, the carnage on the road is of course a big part of the appeal. And my favorite movie of a couple of years ago. What year did Red Line come out?
Oh, 2000. We're gonna get like plastered for this in the comments, which you should of course comment in.
Consult us.
Consult us, and by that I mean tell us how we're wrong. 2010, I think.
Yeah, thereabouts. But we saw this in the theaters, and it was probably my favorite movie of the year that came out. It's about a race in outer space. where they're all just Sweet JP.
Sweet
With
JP.
his pompadour, his
Big
epic
slick back.
pompadour,
Nice.
and he's just racing to win. I don't.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
really simplistic.
Yeah.
Essentially, JP comes to like do this race. His partner might or might not be in with the mafia, who's his mechanic, his best friend. And we kind of meet Crab Sonashi, who is like a female racer, who's
Yeah.
like also like a favorite. And it's pretty much you just get introduced to all these different characters, and it's just a menagerie. And the whole thing is that they go to the most dangerous planet of the
Yeah.
galaxy, which is
Robo-World.
Robo World,
Robo
which is run by these like machine men that do not allow racing on this planet.
Yeah,
it's like Revolution X, like music is the weapon.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
here, cars are the weapon.
I think the other thing too that we had to bring up is that it is like got something like 10,000 frames of hand drawn. Like it's very
wow.
much.
It's dedicated to its craft.
Yeah, it's not. If you've always kind of been rubbed the wrong way by people using too much digital crutches these days, like this is thoroughly rendered. It is so frenetic. Like you really feel like you're in the car when these like just mock 5,000 races are going on. Actually, I would even probably recommend it for Fast and Furious fans too, because it's like
Oh, easy. And for people who are fans of like Takeshi Koike, the director, like his style, I think, is really, really cool.
The way he translates motion, it's so simple and unique, and to him because it just feels like he had 2 days to animate this, but he is not going to compromise whatsoever on his vision.
Yeah.
And but there's moments where you're just like, yeah, this is just pencil sketches right now.
Yeah.
But the most colorful, like crazy, dynamic stuff happening ever.
So you got some picks, Mark?
I got some picks.
You got some?
Yeah, definitely from the more recent era, I would have to recommend Desert Punk. You know, it's that desert wasteland. We have this character, Desert Punk or Desert Brat, depending on what translation you want to go with. He's a 17-year-old sex-obsessed kid who's a bounty hunter, and he's going around this wasteland and ends up helping a young child by accident. Very Mad Max-ish, like, oh, well, I'm an asshole. I'm like a jerk of a person, but I'm going to help this person because I'm actually pretty good.
Oh, you're a big
And
softie.
then, yeah, it really feels like Mad Max in that you have this one central character that's doing this Western-style storyline of going and helping these little different situations and towns and stuff like that. So then my last suggestion is A Wind Named Amnesia, which is actually one of the more cerebral animes I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, but you
It's
have
beautiful.
you haven't heard of it. It's really cool.
You have a character named Wataru, which means traveler in Japanese, and he's actually an American who was named that by a super intelligent kid named Little Johnny.
Little Johnny.
Who has a computer in his brain, so he does not forget, because the whole theme of this movie is that there was a wind. Nobody knows what happened. It came through swept through the entire world and gave everybody amnesia. They all became animalistic, very base instinct. And so you get situations very much like out of Mad Max where you just have these beastmen running around just beating the shit out of each other. The Wind Named Amnesia just left an impact on me as a kid. It's from the 80s. It's very 80s. Extremely 80s.
Yeah.
It's very much like in the style of the original Transformers films. And especially there's a couple robots in it that are very much Transformer-esque, but then it gets into these deep cerebral ideas about what it is to learn and all that.
Well, it's appropriate that you bring up giant robots from the 80s because we've actually got some nice swag that we're going to give away for a little contest here at this video.
Yeah.
Voltron.
Ooh.
From Days of Longo, a 30th anniversary celebration. This is a really awesome coffee table book from Viz.
You can kind of see. They have full color explanations of the different toys, the universe, the lore.
So what we're going to request is that you tell us in the talkback down below if Mad Max is wandering through the desert, driving through the desert, and his dog's dead, unfortunately, and he's a loner and he needs a new friend. Which character in post-apocalyptic anime, it could be the series we've discussed, would be the best friend for Max to make?
Come on, guys.
the best-
Find Mad Max a best friend.
Totally.
The best explanation in the talkback, you will win this, and we'll have more details about what you need to do to get a copy of this in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and And thanks to Sam for being here. Thanks to Anna for being here and Mark for being here and having this discussion. If you want to see more great videos from Anime Vice, hit up our wiki if you want to learn more about some of the shows we've discussed here, or go on our message board if you want to interact with some more seasoned fans. And of course, comment as well. Let us know what you liked here. Let us know if you have any questions. So thanks again. Wait, we all got to do the 100 Craft Fest together. Okay, ready?
God, it's all so messy.